The CAF Champions League is back, and this time it's knockout. Only 8 remain on the quest for African glory, and now we reach the most emotionally charged, the most tense, and you could say the most entertaining part of the competition. And it's going to be absolute drama from now all the way to the final in June. But before we can think that far, let's break down the quarterfinals, preview, predict, and see who will be making it to the last 4. Hi, I'm the Football Otaku, and welcome back to my channel. And today I will be previewing and predicting all 4 of the Champions League quarterfinals. I know I've been gone for quite a while, I've been turning off the battery a little bit, but I'm back, I'm fully charged, and now we are here to break down the 8 hottest or 4 hottest games this side of the equator. Let's go, starting with quarterfinal 1. Mamelodi Sundowns Football Club of South Africa versus Espérance Sportive de Tunisie of Tunisia. Well, didn't take us long for the rematch, now did it? Of course, Mamelodi Sundowns and Espérance will be meeting for the 9th and 10th time in CAF Club competition, but last year was their first ever home and away knockout tie. The two had never met before in the CAF knockout tie until last year, and it was a tie that Les Song et Or actually won. 1-0 in Tunis and 1-0 in Pretoria. Never before had Sundowns lost the CAF Champions League knockout tie that way. Now, for Sundowns, they did have a bit of a tricky start to both domestically and their continental campaign under Coach Mangoba, and things never really aligned. I mean, they were always on the right side of the line, but they weren't playing with the usual swagger and confidence that Sundowns has become synonymous for. Since Miguel Cardoso has taken over, an ex-Esperance coach, he has not only stabilized the ship, but he's got Sundowns playing in a way that not only suits him, but now Sundowns are motoring on. With big wins over Orlando Pirates and Kaizer Chiefs and a 16-point gap at the top of the PSL table, many will feel that the Brazilians will have the championship sewn up. They're also in the quarterfinals of the Nedbank Cup, essentially South Africa's FA Cup, and are now dreaming yet again of a treble, something never done before in South African football. But the team that ended that treble dream is what stands before them at this stage of the competition. Espérance have had a very tight domestic schedule. Of course, they're tied on top right now of the Ligue Tunisienne, along with US Monastir, in what has been a very, very tight campaign at home. I mean, there was a league that was quite a while led by Espérance's city rivals, Club Africain, and they've also had a change of coach. Mahir Kanzari takes over. Note, this is the same guy who coached Espérance when they played Orlando Pirates in 2013, a tie they lost on away goals. And it's said that he's a coach who's very pragmatic, very defensively solid, and he will come to Pretoria definitely to frustrate the Brazilians and to hopefully take the tie back to Tunis. This also will feature 2 of the hottest talents in Africa at the moment. Lucas Ribeiro Costa, who has been the player of the year in South Africa domestically. He's been even getting very loud shouts to naturalize and play for South Africa. While on the other side for Espérance, they do have Youssef Belaili, a wily, experienced Algerian winger who has definitely been turning up for the Tunisians in the league and definitely on the continent. The two sides will also have those who have very intimate knowledge of each other. I mean, Miguel Cardoso literally coached Espérance to beating Sundowns, so he will have some intimate knowledge on the Tunisian side, while the Tunisians will have a South African on their side of the pitch, Elias Bokwana, who also has received Bafana Bafana caps. This is going to be a very, very interesting tie to call. I mean, these are 2 sides who are very, very, very well matched. It's the tie of the round, and you really feel their strengths are both on the wings. So it's going to come down to a lot of quality and maybe even moments to win this match. I feel for Sundowns, they will have to win at home in the home leg, and not just win, but win heavy, so that when they go to Tunis, they can play the tie on their terms rather than go there to Tunis and need a result or need to play a certain way and play the game to Esperance's hands. It will be a very, very tough tie to call. Esperance, of course, will have a huge problem with their captain Yassine Mehrani picking up a very bad ACL injury and will miss the rest of the season. So that's going to be a bad loss in defense. But I feel a lot has to happen for Sundowns to win this tie, especially at home. If they don't pick up a heavy win at home, then I feel they won't get what they need in Tunis. So my prediction, I probably will get this one wrong. It's the tie of the round. I'll slightly give it to Esperance. Maybe a goal, maybe two, maybe even an away goal. But I feel Esperance will have enough to go through. I mean, change of coach changes nothing, not in this continent. Quarterfinal 2 sees Al Hilal of Sudan take on Al Ahly Sporting Club of Egypt, the defending champions. It's been a heroic campaign for Al Hilal. I mean, we all know what the troubles going on in their own country, but to top their Champions League group, playing so well and playing a brand of football that has been so pleasing on the eye, so dominating and so effective, has really warmed our hearts. I mean, Adama Koulibaly, the Malian winger, has become a bit of a star on the continent lately, and coming out of a group that featured Yanga and TP Mazembe, coming out top and dominating the group was a great achievement for the blue and white, especially with the likes of Florent Ibenge on their bench. They, though, will be sadly forced to play the tie in Mauritania. A lot of Al Hilal, or should I say Sudanese, would have wanted them to play the tie in Libya, especially where the national team is now based, guaranteeing a fervent home atmosphere. But I feel that their defeat in their last game to TP Mazembe, I feel that will be a bit of a knock of confidence. I mean, I don't think that they really took their gas off the pedal. I feel that on that day that they were just dominated and were unfortunate to be on the wrong end of a pretty bad result. For Al Ahly, this is the part of the competition where they shine. I mean, this is what Al Ahly live for. Yeah, they failed to beat Orlando Pirates home and away, but the group stage is just about that, getting through to the group stage. And as much as I lamented in my last CAF Champions League video that Al Ahly are a team that have sort of grown old together, they're a team that's also vastly experienced and a team that know how to get things done. I mean, this will be... Also, these teams do have a sense of history. Al Ahly leading the head-to-head, winning 5-2. But this will be their first CAF knockout tie. So it will be very, very interesting to see how this one plays out. I feel, though, for Al Hilal, this will be very difficult. I feel this will be the last team they would have wanted to draw out of their potential opponents. And I feel that a lot for them has to happen for them to win this tie. Al Ahly, on the other hand, they thrive on moments like this. Ashur has become a big star over the last few weeks, especially in the Champions League and especially domestically as well, when Al Ahly are not honouring the Cairo derby because of refereeing problems. He's become a bit of a star as well at the club and has started to come out and shine in some of those important moments despite his sometimes bad boy attitude. You get the best out of him, you get results. And I feel that at this part of the competition, they will be able to get the best of him. It will be not necessarily a tough tie to call, but it will be a tie that a lot has to happen for Al Hilal to win. And I feel by that, there can only ever be one winner in this tie, in my opinion. I'll be very shocked if it's anyone but Al Hilal, but I feel the winner of this tie will be Al Ahly. Quarterfinal 3. Maloudia Club de Algiers of Algeria versus Orlando Pirates Football Club of South Africa. We will be seeing new faces for the very first time. I mean, this tie will be breaking all sorts of ground. Maloudia Club have never played a Champions League knockout tie against the South African side, while Orlando Pirates have never played an Algerian team in a CAF knockout tie. In fact, this will be the first time that either team will be playing a CAF knockout tie against the country of their opponent. Maloudia have never played a club from South Africa, while Orlando Pirates have never met an Algerian side in a Champions League knockout situation. So this match will be breaking all sorts of new ground. Orlando Pirates were one of the great watchers of the CAF Champions League group stage. I mean, winning away at CR and winning away at Al Ahly and topping a group with the African champions is a great achievement. Also, they have one of the best young players out there right now on the continent, Ndrele Mofokeng. I mean, he has been doing the business for club and country in the Champions League and, of course, for Bafana Bafana. I feel that will be a bit of a problem for MC Alger, a team who they may not match Pirates in terms of the attacking strength, but what they do have is defensive solidity, and they showed that in droves, finishing second behind Al Hilal, but also beating out last year's quarterfinalists Young Africans from Tanzania. A brave 0-0 draw at the Benjamin Mkapa Stadium was enough to see Maludia Club through to the last 8. This tie, though, Pirates will be heading in and they will relish the knockout situations. I mean, in South Africa, the domestic league I think is as good as gone. There's no way they're catching Mamelodi Sundowns, but they have been thriving in cup competitions. I mean, yeah, they recently beat Sundowns in the league just before the internationals, but they're now in the semi-finals of the FA Cup for the bidding to win it for a third year in a row, something that's never been done before in South Africa. And Jose Rivero has built a great reputation as a cup coach, winning the MTN 8 twice and now bidding for a third straight FA Cup, something that has never been done before in the country, as I said earlier. So Pirates relish these knockout situations, and although this will be a completely different level, a completely different sort of situation, I feel Pirates will tackle it as they tackle most of their knockout games. While for MC Alger, they are already out of their FA Cup. They're already knocked out by CR Belouizdad in the last 16 of the Coupe d'Algérie, but they are leading Liga Algérienne by 7 points from, yep, you guessed it, CR Belouizdad. And with that comfortable lead, you would feel that they will focus a lot more on Africa now, knowing that the league they're ahead, and now with the cup now no longer being a possibility, they'll see Champions League as sort of the immediate. They'll see this tie getting to the semi-finals as the immediate goal. Though MC Alger don't really have a lot of notable attacking options, they are, again, as I said earlier, known for their defensive solidity. They are a team that let in very little goals and a team that will try hurt Pirates in the most agricultural way possible, set pieces and set plays. So that will be a very interesting way for them to tackle this situation. Of course, Andy Delors, who is a player who was practically the face of the team for the season, has since left the club. He's left for Montpellier, while Pirates themselves also having made a lot of improvements in the transfer window, and it has shown, again, falling behind Sundowns and their rigidness and refusal to change in terms of some starting lineups will also be a bit of a weakness for the Buccaneers. My prediction for the match will be, or for this tie, will be that I feel Pirates will be very fearless going away to Algiers for that first leg. The atmosphere will be incredibly crazy. It's a sold-out game. But considering that they won away at Al Ahly, albeit the atmosphere was the same, they won't really fear going away to Algeria. I mean, a lot of the players, not that they're not aware of what's around them, but they'll be unaware to the extent that they won't be intimidated by the home crowd. They'll probably even relish playing in front of such an intimidating home crowd, and they'll relish the severity of the match. For MC Alger, again, one big weakness is they don't really show a lot of creativity up top, and they will try to hurt Pirates in certain ways. One of those ways will be set pieces. I feel there are a lot more ways Pirates can hurt MC Alger than MC Alger can hurt Pirates. And if it's pretty level, or Pirates have a slender lead to take back to Orlando next week, I feel that will just be curtains, and I feel Pirates will pile on the pressure, and they'll pile on the goals. So for this tie, I will predict a Pirates victory. And the final quarterfinal will be Pyramids FC versus FAR Rabat of Morocco. Again, we're breaking new ground. I mean, for the first time since the 80s, FAR Rabat will be playing in the knockout stages of the CAF Champions League, or at least the stage of the competition, the last 8. For Pyramids, they'll be playing it for the very first time. Pyramids were the runners-up in Group D behind Esperance. They were beaten out on head-to-head, while FAR Rabat very comfortably won their group by a group featuring Raja Casablanca and Mamelodi Sundowns. Well, they won it with relative comfort. I mean, they'd already sealed a place in the stage on match day 5. Both teams, of course, are in pretty similar states domestically in terms of position. FAR Rabat are currently second in Botola Pro, while Pyramids currently lead the Egyptian Premier League, quite unfancied, ahead of the big two, Al Ahly and Zamalek. For Pyramids, they have actually been on pretty decent form. Like I said, they currently lead the Egyptian top flights with the likes of Fiston Mayele up front, who's been doing the business both domestically and on the continent as well. While for FAR Rabat, the Botola Pro sadly is lost. I mean, I think we kind of knew that a few weeks ago, but now it's officially lost, with RS Berkane becoming champions for the first time. They, though, are leading the race for second place and for a place in the Champions League. They also have gone through a coaching change. They've had a bit of instability at the back, but they will now be heading into this time with a new coach. Pyramids, of course, have kept their man and haven't had a lot of change. I feel this match itself will be pretty tight. I mean, it will be between two teams who haven't really experienced the stage before. Although Pyramids will have some Confederations Cup experience, the problem is there's always that jump from Confederations Cup to Champions League, and I feel that it will be a tie that will definitely show that jump for Pyramids in this part of the continent. For FAR Rabat as well, they showed solidity in their group games, didn't really let a lot of goals in, and struck when they needed to, and that will definitely give them a sense of advantage or a sense of hope, or definitely a sense of solidity heading into this tie. This match, I feel, again, will be very closely fought, will be very, very tense. I don't expect a lot of goals to be in this one. And if I had to predict, I will say this will be tight. It will be down to an away goal. I feel it will be FAR Rabat who will get that solitary goal, that solitary away goal that will see them through. So my prediction will be FAR Rabat. And that's it. That is my opinion and my thoughts on all 4 of the Champions League quarterfinals, my predictions, who I feel will go through and why, and hopefully we enjoy the football. Hopefully it'll be some great and fantastic football, and of course, if you're liking the content, like I say again, like, share, subscribe. If you got it to this far in the video, you are an absolute warrior, and it's been great seeing you guys again, and it's been your boy the Football Otaku, and remember, real football always wins. Enjoy the football and check you on the flip side. Bye.